All right, so the title of this lesson is Jell-O and Jesus. You're probably thinking, like, what the heck does Jesus have to do with Jell-O? It all goes back to Romans chapter 12 again. So within that verse, Paul uses the word conform. And I'll just read the verse. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. When I think about the word conform, I think of Jell-O, like, Jell-O jigglers. You pour it into a mold and you let it sit, and whatever mold shape it's in, it conforms to that mold. And when I think about my life, when I think about what I'm supposed to be kind of looking like, I think of Romans chapter 8:29, where it talks about, like, God is predestined that we would be conformed to the image of his son. And so if I get to the end of my life and all I've been doing is just kind of striving and wiggling and just not being able to just be set in this mold of Christ and his character and his demeanor and everything about him, if I don't look more like Christ at the end of my life than I do right now, then something is off. My understanding of the gospel is not adequate or correct. And so I really wanted to kind of set the tone that it's like, you know what? We're not supposed to be conformed to this world. But if we're going to name the name of Jesus and we're going to follow Jesus, then there is an admonition and an encouragement and even a challenge that we would die to self and that we would be conformed to the image of Jesus. And so, with that admonition from Paul in Romans 12, it's like, yeah, let's do that. Let's be renewed to what is true in our minds so that we can test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Is like, we want to live in that place, not only in our relationship with the Lord, but in our relationship with our spouse and our kids and our neighbors and everybody else. And so my desire is to, again, be more like Jesus today than I was yesterday. And that's my heart's desire and my prayer for you as well. And that we would all begin to magnify and glorify Jesus on the earth, because he's living on the inside of us and he is wanting to make himself known to our friends and our family. I don't want to just kind of be conformed, like, holding on to everything in my life. I can do that. And at the end of my life, it's like, this is what I'm conformed to look like. But rather, I would much rather look like Jesus, and to see my life look more like his and be conformed to his image. Bless you guys.